What's up, Trios Tribe? Bringing you guys another top 16 regional event. I always struggle with the intros. It beats me, man. But CoreTCG's Riverside in-person tournament, we had a total of 9 rounds, 316 players. I'm pretty sure that's like technically it capped, but then not everybody showed up. Kind of scenario. I could go into explaining how that's. It doesn't mean that we have less players at these events. Like these events are capping out. It's just there's levels to it, man. The attendance is great for these. But that being said, Mirage Galgamon takes first place with slightly less Numemon. So we only have 5 Numemon to talk about instead of 6. So that's great. That's good. I mean, I don't know, man. I think like. Is Numemon a problem? Yeah. Is Ukamon a problem? Is this whole world where like we're winning with our rookies just kind of just pseudo rookie rush and it just feels bad? Probably. I think. Oh, I don't know, man. Maybe I need to take a note from like Mario's Gaming World or something and take a mental break from the game because it's just like starting to get a little draining. But whatever. Anyway. Some exciting stuff is topped. Magnamon X makes a return, like the blue base Vmon Armor Rush makes a return, which I feel like that deck struggles to top. And here we got 2 whole ones topping. Yellow Vaccine right behind it. Imperial as well. Imperial is a deck that's starting to become very consistent, very consistently topping all these events in multiples. I've like the deck has a lot of great plays. It can do a lot of stuff. It has ways it can just attack really big, especially sometimes you're just faster than the vaccine, either Magnalist, and you do some nutty stuff. It's got answers, and it's got some key cards that play against the Magnamon X on top of that. So, and then Numemon's like not a thing, like you could just be faster than Numemon or bounce their stuff before they can deal with you. Bottom deck their stuff before they can deal with you. Mirage topping's always cool, and then Phoenixmon just showing up. The deck has so. If you haven't tried this deck, like go on any of the ways to play, like without having to get the cards. Go out of your way to like play this stuff, and you'll see it, man. Like the deck is really good, really strong. It has some really fun combos and a lot of like it puts you in situations to think like, do I summon this guy and then combo this guy? Like I'm sure the routes are solved at some point, but they feel good to try to like suss them out, and it does a lot more than people expect. Rapidmon X makes a return, which is exciting. I know it's nice to see both secret rares kind of show up, although people's wallets aren't in the greatest of scenarios when that happens. I think secret rares tend to be at their best when they're like a 1 of or a 2 of in the deck. That's just me though. Maybe I'm wrong. 7 Great Demon Lords and Fenriloogamon also kind of support our little bottom end of our chart, and that's exciting. Fenriloogamon is a deck I'm still in love with. I understand that it's definitely not one of the best decks to be topping, so huge props to Brad here. Getting the top here. Actually, I just realized I haven't set up my name screen on the other side, so forgive me if I can try to do that real fast. We're gonna open up MS Paint. You guys don't get to see that though, sorry. Alright, I got my names on the side. So yeah, let's just get into these lists. Hopefully I can make this video fast. I always say that, but I always fail. Alright, so this one should be, this is Carlos' 14th place Imperial list. And it's starting to, the interesting thing is we got Ukamon. We're actually teching in a little bit of Ukamon. We're just seeing the rise of starter deck Imperialmon Dragon Mode, backed up with Hidden Potential discovered, just being good. Like, how else could I say that other than just they're just good cards. They offer so much potential on your turn, especially if like these 2 cards together actually represent so much memory. If you have the BT12, both BT12 level 4s underneath. Interesting enough, we're not playing any of the green blue level 4s, just going raw or full into XV and Stingmon side by side. And then we got it all backed up by the traditional 1 security bomb, 2 Davises from BT3. Of course, we're playing this Davis Ken. And then 1 Chimeramon stands out as well. It's fun to see. Chimera, just little white Digimon package here. Chimeramon, it's just a good card. I mean, we can, in theory, you could DNA two Stingmons, and like in case you're just really it's that awkward for you, you know, sometimes it just is that bad. You won't be able to really, like, you would think to yourself, oh, maybe I could Chimera and then put a partition Imperialdramon under. It wouldn't work as well, especially if you're in like one of those stuck positions, because then you would have double green and you need the blue and green. So I can see this Chimeramon creating some funny scenarios though, and it could end, and it's a sick answer for Numemon sometimes. So yeah, it's good stuff. Grats Carlos on 14th, and we're gonna go into we're gonna go into, this should be 13. Wait. I'm tripping. There we go. Oh, bloopers are great. And this one is 13th place. Hien? No, it's Hien. It's definitely Hien. I try with the names. Always correct me with the names. I try to be respectful. I also just try to say the names. I get to learn. But we get this. Actually, noticeably, the previous list, Carlos's list, I don't think was running the purple Wormmon. Yeah, it wasn't running the purple Wormmon, which is always interesting to me when they don't run that. No Ukamon. Oh, I guess with the Ukamon, we start running out of room. So that goes that. Actually incorporating the Lydramons just to have at least a blue-green champion to just kind of try to smooth things out. And with the fancy inclusion of the BT, or the starter deck Magnamon, black-blue, if you're running VMons, you should always ask yourself, should I be running this card? Can I be running this card? It is a really good card. On top of that, if you just see a nutty line, he's got the Magnamon X antibody on top of that too. So if he just sees the line, they're kind of cooking. One Death X is always good to fit it in if you can. And 2 security bombs. Man, where did you find the room for all this stuff, man? Holy moly, did you cut rookies? Like only 7 champions. I guess you cut from there a little bit. You don't have the hidden potential starter deck dragon mode package, so that's where you got some room as well. Maybe no, you didn't cut champions. You have the same amount of champions. It must be the rookie. It's level 5. Maybe the 6s are also cut. I don't know. It's interesting stuff though. Grats on 13th. Fenriloogamon, this 11th place, Brad's Fenriloogamon. And the biggest thing I could say about this list after going over it is it's just, we're not, I've kind of moved into trying to add some of the SOC Dorgoromon stuff, and he's having none of it. Brad decided that no, we're just going OG. We're going maybe not OG necessarily, like we're in heavy red package territory without any Fangmons. I find fun, like, or fun as in like an interesting choice. I mean, maybe it is time for me to drop the Fangmon. Brad being one of the few Fenriloogamons to actually make it to top in recent times, I should say. Yeah, no, and then 3 Ukamon. It's interesting too, the rise of Ukamon as well. Like I've started hating Ukamon and Fenriloogamon, but like here we are. We're at the classic like original ratios. These are the ratios I thought Fenrir was going to come into this format with, the 3-4-3. But it just weren't seeing much success, and we're just on good numbers here. 1 death, and then after that it's just, you know, just very traditional purple memory boost instead of mist. I heavily agree with this. Now with all the red stuff kind of fills our trash for us, so we're okay with just putting these cards in our hand anyway. 1 Chimera, 2 Dino B. I guess the Ukamon, heavier Ukamon means, like, you know, Dino B has to be here. We're not on any Sethmon, which means Ukamon kind of needs to be here. Yeah, and then 1 Chimera. I kind of like Chimera over Dino B, but you know, there's reasons for everything, reasons for both. No, grats, Brad. This are our single 7th Great Demon Lord. I kind of said last week that 7th Great Demon Lord was a deck that we need more people playing it. Not more people playing it, but people need more time to play it, and to play it against it, even to just really figure out what is the field like, what is my 7 Great Demon Lords deck look like, and how am I supposed to play every single matchup? What am I looking for? What am I mulliganing for? It's definitely, I don't want to say like a difficult deck, but it's a deck where you do have to approach, it's like Royal Knights, man. You have to approach every matchup slightly different, each different card is slightly better in different meta or form, like matchups, and so it's going to take time for these players to learn it. And so that's why I thought we were going to see more and more 7 Great Demon Lords kind of like consistently show. I was expecting like by now we'd see 2 or 3 every topping, but only 1 this time. I could be wrong, or it's just, you know, that's just, man, tournaments are random, man. Card games are RNG random. Sorry, I didn't say the name. This is Liam Howard's 9th place 7 Great Demon Lords list, and there's not, I feel like the list is getting solved, but there are key cards that people are kind of going up and down on, switching on, but it tends to be the same pool of like, what is this, 5, 10, 15, 20, 24. So I would say there's like a pool of like 27 cards, dare I say 30 cards. That might be too much, but there's a pool of somewhere between that many cards that people keep like, you know, rotating around. Notable things I would call out is that we are actually on Porcupamon, and then at only 4 Chaos modes, choosing to keep one of the BT7 secret rares in the list. No Barbramon. I think Barbramon is just kind of on its way out. We've realized like we were keeping it as a one-of for the name, and now we're realizing, you know what, that one name doesn't really matter anyway. Especially since we get to back it up with Leviamon X on top of Belzamon X. I think that's the big thing. There was, people had the one Barbramon and then would only put one Levia and one, or Bales X Antibody. But now we just cut the Barbramon, allowing us to have one of each X Antibody anyway. We got the Swamp Puppies, we got the OG Rage Mode and Sleep Modes. We actually are on 2 Sleep Modes. I feel like that's kind of high for most lists that we've seen, but it obviously worked for this player. That's not a discredit, that's just like a comment. And yeah, just no classic stuff. The interesting thing here is like I kind of fell in love last week with the Magnamon, the one of Magnamon, because there's so much potential to trash so much security from your opponent in a single turn with that card. If you don't know the combo, just look into how that Magnamon would interact with this Lucamon and both yellow Lucamons basically. Just look into that, and then our option lineup just kind of like, it's just good. It's just standard stuff. 2 ruin modes might be heavy. I know people like try to cut it, but it just works, man. You're on level 6s constantly, so being able to just ruin mode somebody is good for 2 turns, and you get to delete stuff anyway. Like I think people just need to. I think this is a good card, man. If you're not running ruin mode in 7 Great Demon Lords, reevaluate how you're valuing. Oh, like where is that space going in your list, right? Like what are you putting instead of ruin mode? And is it really doing what you need it to do versus what ruin mode does do for you? I don't know, stuff to think about. Next, the Run Rapidmon. This is Julian's 7th place Rapidmon, so this is an Omnimon, is assuming it's a regional. I don't think it's an ultimate. Oh my god, I'm a failure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Playing our collection of playing our collection of Terriermons, 2 Lopmons. Actually, on the Terriermon X, I find very interesting. Maybe, is it that interesting? Maybe that's just normal. Just a collection of good Terriermons either way. Playing all 8 armor Rapidmons, 2 Gargomons. I think that's actually beyond standard. Most people are on that. Only 4 level 5s, but in a deck like Rapidmon, if you understand the deck, it makes sense. You only really need level of that one Rapidmon because that Rapidmon is so freaking good. And then all of your Rapidmons can ace. You're always threatening Mega Gargomon ace. And then on top of that, the new include from EX06, Cherubimon. I think this is a deck, or this is a card we're going to see more and more of as we go forward. It does Digivolve for 4, but you probably are trying to ace with this card anyway, which, you know, looks good for you if you pull it off. Yeah, it's a good card, and I think it's going to be a card we're going to see going forward in yellow-green decks. Just period. Alliance. It's got a baseline Alliance, which is insane. Heaven's Judgment, busted card, and then just like our fun assortment of Tamers. 1 Henry. This is the Warping Henry, or the Biomerge Henry, as you know, the fandom calls it. Willis, Mimi, and then just double Typhoon and Agility training. No Giant Missile is interesting, but yeah, no Gratz, Brad, Sam, no Julian. Oh my god. Julian, congrats on 7th place. And oh, then Gummymon and Nyaromon is the Digibubble, so cool stuff. And now we get to go into our first yellow vaccine. This is Ryan Proper. Proper. 2 Nyaromon, 2 Tokomons as our Digibubbles. Yellow Vaccine at this point is a deck that is kind of solved in the sense that, again, we're seeing the same like 27 card, like, you know, yeah, we're seeing the same 25, 27-ish cards just kind of being circled around. 2 Ukamon, 2 Kudamon, 2 Pillowmon, 4 Patamon is like, none of the, like, all of these have really been standardized. 3 Pillowmon seems like a lot, so we're really valuing just not allowing our player to play, our opponent playing by effects. For all 8 Rapidmons plus the gold Vidramon, also we see that a lot. 3 Magna Angel, 1 Angelwomon is a kind of higher on the level 5s. I feel like is 4 level 5s the standard. I can't remember, but after that it's pretty, it's by the books, by the numbers. 2 Rapidmon X, 4 Magnamon X antibody. We see this all the time. 3 Awakening of the Golden Knight, 2 Yellow Memory Boost, 2 Physical Trainings, and then TK Takashi. Only one Digimon Emperor is fine. I guess we had to have room for the Ruin Mode Death X along with the Heaven's Judgment. I felt like Heaven's Judgment was a card we were slowly moving away from in Yellow Vaccine, but we decided to play it in this list. So grats to Ryan. And nextly we go, Fremon, look at that. Oh, that's a fun card. While you have 3 or more security cards, this Digimon gains 1 KDP only on your turn, so an oldie but a goodie. And then we're playing the movie Patamon. I'm surprised more people are on this Salamon. This Salamon kind of goes hard sometimes. So it's interesting that, oh, did I say the name? Sam Hernandez, 6th place. Congrats. Top 8 is always great. Oh, we're actually on 3, only 2 level 5s. So, you know, Ryan might have been a little high from my memory in terms of what the standard is. Movie Patamon is always fun. 2 Kudamon, 2 Ukomon. Getting 2 of the gold Vidramons over Ryan, and then 3 Rapidmon X is also higher than normal. And then again, just like these ratios are just up, and up. 2 Ruin Modes, 2 Death X's, 4 Awakening Golden Knights, 3 Emissary of Hopes. Is it Emissaries or Messenger? I forget what the final translation ended up being. I think the final translation was Emissary, and I keep getting called out on it. 3 TK Takashis, playing no Floodgate and no Digimon Emperor. It kind of says like, I'm focusing on my gameplay and you do what you want, and then I'm just going to Ruin Mode it anyway. And I guess the extra Death X kind of helps you anyway. You're just like, you're promoted anyway. Grats Sam on 6th place. We are going on to the Phoenixmon, 3rd place. Jeff, we're gonna say Jeff. Jeff is 3rd place. Phoenixmon, congratulations, taking this deck as far as you can. And there's a lot of people that really love this deck. I'm a fan of this deck, and the mode. Yeah, without going too crazy and talking about every single card, it is interesting that we have a lot of Tamers, and we're even playing Cool Boy. I would almost argue that there's that Cool Boy doesn't, like, you just how do I want to word this? It's just, do you get the value you think you do from Cool Boy is the thing I'm questioning. Obviously, Cool Boy can get you your Protoform, can get you your Garudamon, can get you your Phoenixmon. After that, you're struggling to, you know, actually get the search. How often are you actually playing the Cool Boy and then at least digivolving into Garudamon X? The deck is able to hard play a lot of your level 5s quite often, so maybe if you just have a strategy where you're holding the X antibody in your hand and you're getting the constant value out of Cool Boy and the turn extensions, that could be the play that we're thinking of. Could also make your Phoenixmon X antibody the one time you need it to be, because it does digivolve for 2 on Phoenixmon, so it's a little costly for a level 6 X antibody, but the Cool Boy kind of checks that back. So maybe that's what we're kind of like our main strategy with the Cool Boy. That's the only thing that stands out. Trident Gaia's a new not a new addition to Phoenixmon, but it's a card we've been seeing kind of just around quite often, especially with, you know, we got Digimon are getting big. Back in the day, 13k was rare, and now it's kind of the norm, especially when you're attacking into security. But yeah, just the Valkyriemon Ace is probably also just aces are good. Yeah, but Crimson Blaze guy, like it's third place. Congrats, Jeffrey. And we get to talk about our 2 Magna Armors playing Breath of the Gods. Nice. And we're playing High Speed Plugin. Finally, we're seeing some. I'm sorry. This is Michael's 10th place Magna X list. But it's nice to see we're finally seeing like a little bit, just a little bit of, you know, spicing it up. Like this Magnamon X Vmon Armor Rush has room. I promise you, it has room to play Breath of the Gods, play Kongu, just play these utility things that will get you games. Like I swear, like when I when I played Alphamon in its heyday, I loved playing, like having all this room for Kongu and Breath of the Gods. You draw enough in the deck and you search enough in the deck that you're gonna see these pieces, and it's so cool that you were able to play Breath of the Gods. Please tell me it came up. Please tell me this was like the MVP of the deck. That being said, 3 Death X is hilarious. 1 High Speed Plugin because we won the mirror match is one hell of a journey. 2 Digimon Emperor, 2 Shu Liulin, standard, like a lot of stuff. Zudomon playing, cutting back on the BT13 Magnamons makes sense to me. And then Vmons, Ukamons, just congrats on 10th place. And then we get to talk about the 2nd place, Joseph's first name's enough, Joseph. Final Zubagon Punch, a little more standard list overall. Finding room for the Blinding Ray and a Imperialdramon? Are we just digivolving into it? Hold up. Trash top 3 Digivolution cards win Digivolve. Then, if DNA Digivolving, 2 of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack. So, okay, so we're just giving up on the DNA, and then we get to trash the top 3 of all your opponent's Digimon. So that kind of goes hard against the Numemon. And that kind of goes hard against a lot of decks, obviously. Like Imperial, this kind of goes crazy. It's just been a good card. It surprises me sometimes that Imperial doesn't run it, but I also get it. Imperial's got a very... it's not a one-track mind, but they have a game plan and they need to execute it. And if they don't execute that game plan, they don't have time to be like, I'm a Imperialdramon, strip all 3 like that. That slows you down too much. But yeah, no, other than that, like we're seeing the normal numbers, Death X, Rune modes, only 2 Awakening the Golden Knights is interesting, but your Magnamon X goes on all your level 4s anyway, so you don't really need, you just don't really need a level 5s. The level 5s are just the spice of the day. Playing the old X antibody is fun, just so you can attack with Magnamon, attack, and then swing. Yeah, good stuff. Congrats on 2nd place, Joseph. Now we get to talk about 5 different Numemons. We're just gonna try to be fast. 3-2 split on Satsuki, actually including the Cherubimon makes sense. No, 2 Edamons and 3-2 split on the Floodgates, preferring Chikurimon. 1 Protoform, 2 Lu, 2 Digimon Emperor. This is Jason's 16th place Numemon list. And then we're gonna go into the second one. I'm just gonna be short. Oh, this is interesting. We're gonna play the Claw Garymon. This is Kenneth's 12th place Numemon. We're playing one of the Claw Garymon, 2-2 split on our Floodgates. And then Edamon, of course, playing one of the Shaka Teapot Man, black and yellow. I mean, yeah, I mean, we're playing 4 and 8 yellow level 5s. It makes sense. I mean, most of the time you're probably finding these guys and being able to play it anyway. So I like it. I like the idea. And then it's a body that's difficult to get rid of. That's actually good stuff. And then Valkyrymon Ace, standard, Platinum, Venus, Shine, 2 Digimon Emperor. We actually got the starter deck mat in this list. 1 Protoform, 1 Heaven's Judgment, making room for that. 0 Satsuki's and 0 Rush Numemon. So no Digipolice package for Kenneth. Going into our 3rd Numemon, 2-3 split on the Floodgates, preferring memory blocking instead. Actually, the return of Digipolice package for 3-2 split, Numemon to Satsuki, 2 Luawadas, no Digimon Emperor, so we're not trying to counter our opponent like in that sense, just going for pure consistency, and it obviously worked. 1 starter deck mat, and beyond that, it's the same stuff. So I feel bad, but I like people giving everybody their minute. This was, oh my god. This was Zachary's. This was Zachary's 8th place Numemon list going into, this shall be Ronald's 5th place Numemon list. We got 2-2 split on the floodgates evenly, 3-2 on the Satsuki package. Playing a Rapidmon X antibody is kind of cool. I don't think there's an armor in the list, so we're purely hoping we get the protoform under, meaning as in like helping us digivolve into this guy, 2 protoforms to help facilitate the Rapidmon X anybody. And again, if you get this guy on board, suddenly your opponent has to deal with this guy who's really difficult, and it suspends all of your opponent's Digimon. So in the mirror match, this guy kind of goes hard for a single turn minus 4k their entire board. And then you gain 2 memory off of that exchange, and then from then going forward, if your opponent gets any Digimon gets deleted by battle or having their DP to 0, you gain 2 memory. So your Valkyrymon Ace play going forward could be insane. That's exciting. That's really cool. 2 return of Digimon Emperor, and then 1 single starter deck mat, and then 3-2 split on the Digipolice package. Congrats, Ronald, and this is Dadio's 4th place Numemon, and this is the final Numemon. Did I skip one? Maybe I skipped one. Ooh, oh well. I'm just gonna let's do this fast. 4-2 split on the Digipolice Numemon to Satsuki package. 3-2 split on the Floodgates, preferring the Chikurimon for memory blocking. Beyond that, yeah. Just 2 Edamons, 3 Valks, 2 Platinums, no Venus, so we're actually upping the numbers on our Tamers, finding room for Digimon Emperor, Luowada, 2 Protoforms instead of having the Venusmon. We're playing all our utility stuff, our non-Digimon level 6 top-end utility stuff. Makes sense. Congrats, Dadios. And we get to talk about Mirage. Oh, I guess I did my stuff a little weird. Normally I should have talked about someone else, right? No, right. I guess I did the Numemon. Oh, Mirage, 1st place, Nons. Non. Oh my god, you're gonna have to tell me how to pronounce that. Congrats on 1st place, Mirage. It's been a great deck since the beginning. We saw the new edition of Biyomon coming in with the EX06. It's just kind of the better jammer, especially if you're not. We're not playing any of the new water birds, as I like to call them, package that came in EX6. Biyomon, like if you're playing the Waterbird package, there's a reason to return to the Betamon with the jamming and heritable. Whereas just having the Biyomon, like sometimes the blocker is going to come up, probably. I mean, right? Like it's going to eventually, at some point, playing a blocking Biyomon is probably going to come up more often than a Midoki Betamon or Betamon that's never going to come up unless you're playing that bird package, and we're not playing that bird package. Beyond that, it's Mirage. We've had since BT13, the deck has since trainings, the deck has been pretty much standardized. And now with BT16, we got the introduction of the new jamming Galgamon. And so the list has just kind of, been steady. Actually playing one of the Galgamon that plays when Digivolving Play Thomas if you don't have one. Always find it funny that this guy has fallen out of favor, but you got to cut somewhere, and you really can't cut the EX4 one because gaining the memory is so valuable. That's why we've never seen this Galgamon from EX4 has also been an immovable object in the list. Like you just want that memory gain when you bounce stuff. And beyond that, we're playing one of the Valkymon Aces. That seems like to be an interesting include. I still think Valkymon Ace is a really good card, undervalue card. And then 4 mental training, 2 or 3 blue memory boosts, 1 familiar impact, 1 ice wall. That's cool. But yeah, congrats on 1st place. It's nice to see Mirage, maintain itself. It is the only Mirage to top, so it's not like a problem. I mean, how do I feel about Digimon decks nowadays? It's like decks just are really strong and can do a lot, and A lot of decks just kind of win, and you're like, that was Digimon. Maybe I'm being a little pessimistic. I need to get that energy out of me somehow. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, let's go back to the pie chart. Like, share, subscribe, guys. I know there's a whole wave of store championship stuff. And there was also an event in, someone messaged me about it. Was it South America? Someone hit me up with a list. I can't, someone did hit me up with a list. It was a cool guy. I just didn't reply. I'm busy. I'm sorry. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in the air. There's a lot of stuff to cover. I just haven't had the time. So like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Digimon's great.